guys, welcome back to my channel. My name is Tiffany and I thought today we would pull out my iPad and do some iPad coloring. I also wanted to come on and show you guys because I've had some questions about my iPad and how I color. I do have 2 other videos out on my channel. I suggest you go check those out on how to color on my iPad. So this is kind of just me flying by the seat of my pants. I really haven't prepared anything, but I thought I would take the time today to come on and show you guys my coloring on my iPad, and maybe we'll do a little coloring and I can show you some helpful tips and hints. So this is my iPad. I just got this new case not that long ago, which is pretty fun. It makes it look like, oops, popping out of there. Now the trash guy is going to be going by, so I'm sorry if you hear any noise in the background. Hold on, I'll pause you guys. Okay, I think the trash guy has moved along. So this case here kind of turns your iPad into a laptop. I don't have a laptop, so I wanted to be able to use a way for me to use my iPad and like type. So I got this, but you can also turn it around. Let me pop out my pencil. It gives you a little cool little place to put your pencil, and then slide that down, and then it's my iPad. So let's talk about my iPad for a minute and my pencil. So I did keep the boxes because I'm a nerd like that, and I have iPad 9th generation with 64 gigabytes, so it's not the most expensive. I think it has like a 10-inch screen. And the pencil that I use is the original pencil. It's round. It doesn't have those ridges in it like the newer ones do. And it does come with an extra nib. So because this nib here unscrews and it does wear down after a while. I've had to replace it, I think, twice now. And yeah, so it comes with a replacement nib. Plus, I've also ordered replacement nibs. This one has like a tiny little tip to it. So you can get into more finer details. So they have different, I'll leave links to all this stuff in the description below. Well, I don't know about the Apple products, but this is not an Apple product. I'll try and find where I got these on Amazon. I just bought these on Amazon, but it gives you 2 little nibs, and you just unscrew it and screw it onto the top, and it gives you a little bit more of a finer tip for drawing and coloring, which is kind of nice. Although this works just as fine too. I just wanted to try some, I think I had seen Alexandra on Alexandra Francis, his video. She was drawing with that, and I think I messaged her on Instagram. This was like a year ago. I said, oh my God, I love your pencil you're using. So she sent me the link. So let me put this back on. I nicked myself getting into the refrigerator this morning, so don't mind my dry scaly hands. And then this came from the Apple store, and these are just replacement nibs that you can get. If I can open it. Jeez, it's really stuck in there. I did open this, right? I ordered this, and then I'm like, did I even open it? Oh my word, how come I can't get in there? Well, I guess I'm not showing you. But anyway, it does have 4. Okay, that's how many are in there. 4 replacement nibs in here. So because once this kind of gets worn down, it doesn't pick up that well on the iPad. And another handy thing I like are these pencil grips that are made for the iPad pencil. And they just kind of go on. And it kind of helps because this is so slippery that sometimes, oh my gosh, if I can get it on there, I'm having difficulties today. There we go. And it just gives you a little bit more of a hold to your pencil. So I do like these. I have a pink one. It came as a 3-pack, green, white, and pink. I'll leave links to that down below as well. So if we turn on my iPad, I'm going to pause you while I get into it, and because I have a keypad that I've got to use. So hold on just a minute. Okay, I'm in my iPad, and Procreate is the app that you want to download if you're going to draw or color or anything like that. So let's go into the App Store and type in Procreate. Whoops. Procreate. So just so you can, this is the one you want. It is $9.99, but it's just one upfront cost. You don't have to like have a membership or anything like that, but it's just really cool with all the different things that you can do on your iPad in Procreate. So that was one of the main reasons why I got an iPad, was because I just wanted to play around on Procreate, and I knew the Apple Pencil that I would be able to draw and color and do all kinds of fun stuff. So yes, once you have that download and you pay the one-time fee, I believe it is still $9.99. It may have gone up. Like I said, it's been a few years since I bought this. So you want to open it once you download the app. Didn't realize I was in. I keep all kinds of different folders on there. You can see here I was working on my son's football poster. So I was rearranging pictures and printing them out. Let's see, here's the bingo sheet for what's going on this month, November Mad Tea Party. I took screenshots of all the different, hashtags, I guess you could say, or all the different pictures on Instagram. And I screenshotted them with my phone and then emailed them to myself on my iPad and made this nice little sheet that I can reference whenever I want to. And let's see what else. Here's some pattern pages that I've been working on, drawing, which has been fun. I try to put things in categories. Here's some finished pages from March. I try to group those all together so you can make little stacks of papers. Here's a free gift that I downloaded of free coloring pages. And you can see how this bar shows up. When you download a coloring book from the internet, it will show up on the bottom of the screen, and then you just use this to slide through to see your different pages. And then say this is the page that I would want to work on. I would shrink it down a little bit, take 3 fingers, swipe to the right, and then this little thing pops up, this copy paste, and you want to copy. And then I go back to the beginning so I know what the title page looks like. Then go into your gallery, go back, see this little plus sign here, you're going to hit that, and then you have a list that already come pre-programmed on the Procreate of different size canvases. Now they all have different pixel sizes, so the smaller the canvas, the more pixelated it looks. The bigger the canvas, the less pixelated it looks. So I've made a few of my own canvases here. I've downloaded a few free off of the internet. I think if I were you, I would just start with paper. There should be one that just says paper. So click on that. That's going to be your standard paper size. And then use those same 3 fingers again, swipe down. Here comes up that copy and paste sign again, and you're going to hit paste. And whatever you just copied will show up on this page. And then you're going to drag it to the right size, like that. Hit the little arrow to undo everything that was on there. And so now you've got your coloring page on a piece of paper on your iPad. Well, looks like a piece of paper, and you can zoom right in, because when we were looking at all, like from this far out, you're like, how am I going to see all those numbers? Like, I can't even see that, right? But the good thing about Procreate is you use your 2 fingers and you can zoom right in, which is so cool. And then this is the layer menu. I had a lot of people asking me about this layer menu, so I'm going to click on that. You're going to have, you can create different layers. Now, layers are like sheets of paper stacked on top of each other. So I grabbed some paper as a visual because I am a visual person. So say this image here is on one sheet of paper, right? But we don't want to color right directly on that one sheet. We add a second layer that goes directly on top of it, but is see-through to color on. So it doesn't color on the same page that we were on. So what we want to do, since this is our, you can tell by the little thumbnail that that is our coloring page, you want to hit the plus button and it adds another layer. Now you can name these layers if you get too confused, because you can have multiple layers. If you get too confused on what layer is what, like if I were to draw right now on this second layer, it will, well, I should have used a light color. It will show up here. So it does give you a little thumbnail of whatever it is on that layer, but it can be very confusing when you're moving between layers, which layer you're actually on. So I want to erase what I just did. So I swipe to the right. No, I don't want to delete it. Maybe I click on it. Yep. And I hit clear. So I just cleared everything that I just did on that layer, and it did not affect the layer underneath at all. Sometimes when you're coloring, you don't want to interfere with other layers. That's why you would make multiple layers, if that makes sense. I'm going to try and keep this very, very flat base though. We're not going to get into, like, sometimes when I'm shading, I'll have a layer, another layer for shading, one layer for the first color, and then one's my coloring page, so that each thing is on a different layer. So we're just going to stick to 1 layer and 2 layer for today. I need to go back and find my coloring page, actually, because if I went back to that, because I like to also find, where did it go? Right here. Okay. It usually will give you in these color by numbers. Yes. Okay. There's my coloring palette. So what I like to do when I'm doing a color by number and I'm referencing a palette, I will also copy and paste this, right? Yes, I think that's what I do. Oh my God, I'm really flying by the seat of my pants today, guys. I got my tea. I'm going to take a sip of tea. Okay, let's do what we just did. We'll go over it again. I like to move my page off to the side too, so I don't rub my fingers on the page because it could make marks. So 3 fingers down, copy. Go back to my header page just because I like to do that. You don't have to do that. Whoops. Stack. Hit the paper, the canvas screen again. Hit paper. There's a new paper. We're going to move it. 3 fingers down. Paste. There's my page that I just copied and pasted. Okay, so we want to make a color palette. We want to make this color palette, but it doesn't give you the numbers. That's ridiculous. Where's the numbers? How are you supposed to know what number's what? You know what? With that one, I think you have to get the corresponding page. Oh boy, let's see. Color palette. Oh yeah, see, that's why they give you, oh, I don't even remember. Oh, and then each one has their own. This was a bad one probably to show you guys. Okay. You know what? We are going to do that again. All right. So since I don't remember which, oh, it does say 2B. 2B. Okay. Let's see. Let's find 2B. Okay, what's this one? That's 1B. 2B. Okay, so this right here must be the color palette. Oh, no, that's for 2A. 3A. Oh, okay. Yes. Okay. 2A must go with 2B. Okay, so 0 is black. We're just going to make our own colors then without using that. See how I've got my Sachin color by number box here? We're going to make a new palette. I'm just going to go by this. I'm not going to go scratch that I had just copy and pasted that other picture. We are going to do this. So in the colors menu, we are going to go to palettes. And then this will pop up and you see all the different palettes that I have saved on here. So you can save quite a few different palettes. I've curated some of my own palettes. Like you can see this Eclipse Art color by number, Alice Mills Kawaii color by number, Fantasy Girls color by number, City Sights by George Tufexis color by number. And what I do is like, this is number 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. And then that's how I know what color corresponds with what number. So we're going to make a new one, but we're going to pick our own colors. We're not going to go by what I just copy and pasted for colors. So we're going to hit this little plus sign. And it says create a new palette. We're going to hit that. There's our new palette. When it's got the little check mark, that means it is set as our one that we're using. So 0 is black. We're going to come all the way down to the, you know what? I don't really like using the disc. I like using the classic. I feel like I can see the color better in the classic. So if you double click in the corner, you can get black, black. And if you double click up here, you'll get white, white. So we want black, black because that's 0. So we're going to add it there. Then we're going to go to dark blue and I'm going to slide this little thing down and we're going to go to dark blue. And I feel like that's probably a good dark blue. Then we're going to do dark red. Again, when you come down here is darker, up here is brighter, over here is more muted and softer, up here is more pastel. This is more gray. So you can kind of move all over this box and get whatever tone you want. So we need dark red. I feel like that's probably a nice dark red. Medium blue. So we're going to go back to blue. We're going to kind of go like here. I think that's more like a medium blue. Dark brown. Man, this color palette is like all over. So brown is usually between the red and the orange. I can find nice brown colors. So right here, dark brown. We're going to come down here. There's a dark brown. Red. Go up here. Be a nice saturated red. Look how bright that red is. Boy. Dark orange. So we want to go into the orange range. And we're going to come down. I feel like that's too yellow. There. Dark orange. 6, that's 6. 7 is yellow. I like to go kind of like in the middle, light yellow. Dark gray. So we could stay right here and just pick a dark gray. Although that blends right in with the box. Maybe we'll go up a little bit. Oh, that's right. So if you want to delete a color, you hold it down and clear swatch, and then it deletes it. So we're going to go with that gray. That's better. I don't know how dark that is, but I'll make the next one lighter. All right, dark gray, light orange. Let's see. We're going to go light orange right there. Yellow green. So between the yellow and the green is the yellow green area, obviously. I'm going to do more like right there. Yellow green, sky blue. That's kind of teal. We want to get into here and then go way over here for sky blue. I think that looks like a sky blue. All right, medium green. We're going to go back to the greens and kind of go down in the middle. That's going to be our medium green, although that kind of looks tealy. I feel like I got to move that over. Okay, we're going to delete that. Hold it down. Clear swatch. And yeah. Yeah, I like that better. Okay. 10. Oh, wait. 0 to 9, 10, 11, 12, medium green. Okay, bright green. 13 is bright green, so we're going to go like over here. This is a weird color palette. Dark purple. So we're going to go to the purples. We're going to come down. There's dark purple, light blue, light blue. 15. And 16 is pink. Pink, I feel like, is like way over here. There's our color palette for that color by number. Again, you could click on here. Oh, wait, maybe you have to go under palettes. And you can click and you can rename it. So we're just going to say color by number palette. And back to the classics, and there's our color palette. Now, if we go back to our gallery, oops, I always like to bring it up to my front page so when it's in my home screen, I can see it. All right, let's see these colors. We didn't have any of those. I mean, we did, but we didn't have like light brown, tan, or cream, or dark gray. So I guess you just need to pick the colors you need for that one page. Okay. So now we're going back to our coloring page. We've got our palette all set with our numbers. We know this is 0, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16. Now we're going to color. Go to our layers menu. Make sure you're on the right layer you want to be on. I don't want to be on this layer. I want to be on the sheet of paper, the invisible sheet of paper that is laying on top. So it won't mess up any of these numbers underneath. Now let's talk about brushes. So I made myself my own little coloring brush set. You can do that by doing the plus sign, create a new set, hit that, name it, and then drag and drop into, so say this is probably my absolute favorite pen. And I got it out of the inking. Their studio pen. So what you would do is you can duplicate it to move it around. That way it doesn't take it out of your original grouping where it came on the iPad. So you would swipe and hit duplicate and it duplicates the pen for you. So that's what I did with and then I put it into my coloring folder. So my favorite things to color with is this dry ink brush, colored pencil by Bardot brush, Studio, we'll talk about them in a few minutes. My Studio pen, which I do all of my drawing, a lot of my coloring. This is my go-to pen. This is my favorite pen. Noise brush for shading. That is my favorite shading brush. I've got a crayon brush, which I believe I made on my own when I was playing around. You can make your own brushes on here. I mean, you can do so much stuff on this Procreate. Water-based marker, and then a round brush. So these are my favorite coloring supplies. So let's start with the Studio pen, and I'm going to show you how I color. Okay. So we're going to zoom in. I usually like to start up in the top left-hand corner. 0 is black. Well, I don't want to use black. So we're going to start with these 4s. 1, 0, 1, 2, 3, 4 is that dark brown color, which is very dark brown, but that's okay. And so you're going to zoom in and just color. Oop, there's a 4. Color in where, or outline, I should say, where you want to put the color. And then what you can do is hold your Oh shoot, I did it too long. Hold this down. No, why does it keep doing that? It's messing with me today. Drag and drop. So it fills an area really fast. You also could just color an area too, like you're actually coloring on, you know, a piece of paper. I probably should have told you too that I have a screen protector on here, and it's called paper, something paper. Let me see. I know I've got extras right here. This is the sheet protector, screen protector I use. Is called Paper Feel. So it actually has a little bit of a tooth to it, so it makes it feel like paper. So your pencil's not like gliding on glass. And it's actually quite easy to put on. You get, I think, 2 sheets per package. So if you mess up, yeah, see, for iPad 10-inch, 2019, 20, and 21. So you want to make sure you find the right one for your iPad. But I love the way it feels, because it actually feels like you're writing on paper and not writing on glass, because that's no fun to like hear the click, click, clicking noise of the glass. Okay, so yeah, those are the 2 ways you can color. And then let's try a different brush so I can show you guys what a different brush is. So the Colored Pencil by Bardot brush, she does these sample packs that I get that are free on her website. I will link her below. She's a great resource. If you want anything to do with iPad, she does online classes. She has groups you can join. She has a lot of free YouTube content out there that you can go look at. I'm gonna take a sip of my tea. But every once in a while she'll post, because I follow her on Instagram, and I think her email. I'm on her email list, and she'll let you know when she has some sample packs that you can have for free. So this was her colored pencil that she put out there, and let's see if we can find another 4. And it kind of does look like a colored pencil, like you're coloring with a colored pencil. It's not as obviously, well, you could lower it because over here is the different sizes. It's not as, there, that's probably better. Oh yeah, 2 fingers deletes. So if you want to go like that, you can delete with your 2 fingers. And yep, so that's the colored pencil brush. Let's see, what else do we have? This was my crayon brush that I designed that I thought looked kind of like a crayon. Okay, we're gonna get rid of that. What else? Water-based marker. This, if you go over just like a water base, it makes it darker colors, which is kind of cool. Round brush is like that. So if you come down really low, if you do light texture, it gives lighter colors. And if you press down hard, it gives harder colors. But all these come on your, well, most of them all do. I think I made that one. Oh yeah, noise brush. This is like a really light. It's great for shading. But you know what? Do I really want to keep coloring this? Probably not. I don't know if I should have used this as a tutorial, but I wanted to show you where you could have small little numbers and then zoom right in and make them bigger so you can see them better. Now, oh, I know what I wanted to tell you. The other thing that I love is Sachin Sachdeva comes out with rewards every month. I'm part of his Patreon, and he comes out with different rewards every month, and he gives you the most adorable pages. I think it's $5 a month that I give him, and then he usually gives you 4 or 5 of his newest book that just came out, 4 or 5 pictures from each of his newest books, and he gives them to you in color by number, and then the same exact pictures without the numbers, which is really nice too. So if you don't like Sachin's paper, you know, because it's Amazon paper, and you want to print it out in your own paper, I highly suggest doing Patreon. Or if you want to just color on your iPad, then do it. That's what I like to do too, is color right from here on my iPad. So let's click out of Procreate and I'll show you what Patreon looks like if you're wondering. The little icon looks like this. And, oh, hold on just a minute. I think I heard my son came home. Just hold on. Okay, guys, where did we leave off? Okay, so yes, my November rewards. So this is what it looks like when you open up. Is this home? Yeah, Procreate. And you can see where he lets us know when there's new releases and stuff like that. Don't mind the dog barking downstairs. So this was the November rewards. So you click on that and then you scroll down and he gives you the link and you click on the link and then this pops up and then you see this little box with an arrow. You want to click on that. And then it brings up this box and you slide over till you find Procreate, hit it, and it will bring you right to your Procreate and download it on there. So it's so easy. So let's go back to Procreate. And so November rewards, let's see, which one do I want to do? Maybe I'll do this cute little one. I think that one's really cute. So again, 3 fingers, swipe down, copy, move to gallery, hit the plus sign, paper. You guys are gonna get so good at this by me showing you the same process over and over. Paste, and then I like to bring it up to size and do that. All right, we're gonna go to our palettes because I've got a Sachin Sachdeva Chibi Pastel. Oh yeah, I do some in pastel colors, which are really fun, and then I do some with just regular colors, and pretty much all of his Sachin's books now, especially his newer ones, they all kind of have the same palette, which is nice. So we're going to hit this set as active, and then we're going to come back to classic, and there is our color palette. Just to be sure, let me go. Okay, so say you have stuff on here you want to delete. You hit select and you select the things you want to delete, hit delete, delete these artworks. Are you sure you want to delete these 2 artwork? Because they cannot be undone. Yes, delete. Okay, so if I go to my, oops, nope, we don't. And then hit the little check mark so it knows you're done. I'm gonna go back to my November rewards, pull that up. I'm gonna pull up my color palette just to make sure. So we got brown, red, brown, light brown. Whoops. Move this over a bit. Whoop. Color palette. Okay. Brown, brown, light brown, red, dark red, orange. So the other thing that you can do too, this one is nice because it has the numbers next to the color, is say you want to pick this brown. You don't want to try and find a brown that matches this. You can literally use your finger and hold down and this little disc will pop up and it will find the color for you. Once you lift up, there's your color you want. And then you click it on to wherever you want it in your color palette. Sometimes I like to zoom in so that I can really get a good spot. There's my brown, shows up here. That's the other cool thing is you can do this color picker tool just by holding down your finger and lift up and it will bring you right to whatever color it is you're trying to find. So that's another good little tip to have when looking for your numbers. Okay, so now let's go back to our gallery and we want to click on our page, hit the layer menu. There's layer 1, which is our coloring page. Let's name it. So we're going to rename it. Oh, bring up our keyboards over here. And this is going to be coloring page. Okay, and then we're going to add another layer. And this is going to be, rename, just colors. We'll just do that. So this is our coloring page, and these are the colors that we're going to color with. Okay, if you want to be able, because if you notice, say I pick a color, right? And I go into color. Oh, let me get my studio pen, my favorite pen. And it goes, bring up. And it goes over the black lines, but you want the black lines to see through. We're going to go to this page, your original coloring page. Click on it. Click again. Oh, the little N. Click on the N. And we're going to bring it up. We're going to go to, which one is it? Multiply. The very top. We're going to hit multiply. Okay. Nope, that still goes over. So maybe it's not this one. Okay, this one's going to be normal. Bear with me, people. It's been a while since I've done this, evidently. Okay, there. That's what we want, is multiply. Now, if you see, I ended up drawing on my coloring page. So we're going to... go right back to the beginning. Okay. Go back, because I undid everything I just did by hitting your 2 fingers. It keeps undoing it. Hit multiply. So see there's an M there? That's what we want. Now if I go over it, you're going to still see the black lines, and it's going to look more like a coloring page. You're not going to have to worry about keeping away from the lines. If you want to cover the lines, in some instances, pretending that you're using a paint pen, by all means, definitely, because then it will cover over your numbers. So there's a couple of ways you can color. I tend to like to see the black lines, and then what I do is after I've colored the section, if I want to get rid of the number, I will go in and erase it. So say, okay, number 3. 1, 2, 3. Here's the color we need. I'll zoom in and kind of angle. Oh, I must be on the wrong layer. No, I am. Oh, I undid it. Yeah, so you got to be careful how many times you do undo. Multiply. Why won't it let me? Okay, let's try multiply on both of them, I guess. All right, there we go. Fill it in. Now I want to erase the number. I go to my coloring page, hit the eraser tool, and I erase the number. Or you could just do the coloring page that doesn't have numbers too, you know. Okay, go back to that one. Let's do all the things. Here's another number 3. I also like to do this when I'm coloring, is find all the 3s. Is there any other 3s? Oh, I see a 3 up here. So we're going to color this section. Now these go really fast when you're doing it like this, when you're just boxing in the colors. Like this, drag and drop. Here's a 3. Sometimes when it's big spaces, I'll just do like a section like this and then come back down. That's another nice thing about the studio pen. There's no lines in between. You can literally blend them right together. You're not going to see any seams. Okay. Oh, here's a 3. What else? What else can we find? Here's a 3. It can be so fun and relaxing coloring like this. You don't have to drag all your, supplies out, and literally just pick up your iPad and start coloring away. I think on one of my videos about my iPad coloring, I showed you how to scan a coloring page, a physical page, and then put it in your iPad. So I suggest you go check that out. That video, I think I have 2 other videos up on my channel that have to do with iPad coloring. So if you have any other questions or anything, go watch those videos. I also really suggest you watching the actual Procreate videos that go with this app. They're free on YouTube. I'll link that in the description below for you to go check out too. But that really tells you if you are an absolute beginner and don't know where to start, go there first. It teaches you step by step right from the very beginning when you first open Procreate. And it gives you all the step-by-step instructions on where to go from there to start drawing. And she's even got, my tea's starting to get cold. She's even got, the lady on there even has little example paintings you can do along with her. And it gets you to know the brushes, and it gets you to know how to use the layers and the smudge tool and the eraser and everything. So I really suggest that. I'll link that below, like I said. Okay, so we've got a few items on here colored. Now I want to shade. So we're going to go up to our brush and go to the noise brush, which I can't remember which. I can never remember which thing it came from. Which pack. No, imported, no. Materials. I think I did this last time. Oh God, elements, no. Charcoals, nope. Textures maybe, nope. Abstract, nope. Airbrushing, no, it's not airbrushing. Artistic. Calligraphy, no, it's not calligraphy. It's around here somewhere. I can't believe I can't remember. Inking. I think I did this last time. I went through every single one finding that stupid noise brush. I should have been more prepared, I guess, you guys. Vintage. I gotta write this stuff down. I feel like it is in this. No? It's somewhere here. Drawing. No. Artistic. No. Calligraphy. Nope. Sketching. No. Okay. Well, maybe you can. Is there a way you can search now? I don't know. There it is. Oh my God. Materials. Noise brush. Okay, go under materials. And then there's noise brush. That is my favorite brush to shade with. Okay. So we've got that in there. Click on your little color palette icon. And we're going to go down and a little bit to the left. And that usually makes the perfect shade color for whatever shade you're working on. Just go down and to the left. And then come in, we want to add another layer, and then we're going to hit it, and we're going to select clipping mask. That means it's only going to adhere to whatever this bottom page is, this one, this middle page, I should say. So it's only going to adhere to this. So whatever I've colored, that's what it's going to show up on. Because watch, I could color over here, it's not going to show up, but I go here, and it shows up. Okay, we need to raise that a little bit. So it's just going to attach. So that means we could go up pretty high. And look at that. Actually, that's too high. And go down a little bit more. And the more you go over it, the more it shades it. Darker and more defined. And then we're going to come in here. And then if you want to blend even more, this is your smudge tool. Baxter? No. We're going to pick that same noise brush as our smudge tool. And we're going to come in and kind of lightly blend the two colors together. See how that works? And there's our shaded area. So go back to this one, and we want to shade on this side. The dogs are being naughty because I think they want to be fed. It's that time of day. We want to shade right here. So see how you can add like shading to your coloring pages? So yeah, I think I've touched on all the points that I want to show you guys today. So go check out Sachdeva's Patreon, and then also go onto Etsy. There's all kinds of coloring pages that you can pay for and download and move to your iPad, or scan your own coloring books and put them on your iPad. Coloring on your iPad is just so much fun. So I hope you guys liked this video. As you can tell by the commotion behind me, we need to go eat. So let me know in the comments if this was helpful or not, if this was sporadic, because it literally was off the cuff. Just thought I'd come up here and show you guys some more iPad coloring. All right, guys, I'll see you all in the next video. Bye-bye.